Sharpie. Love what you've done with the place.
Even though I'm happy to see a dark Batman again, you know, compared to the George Clooney, happy-go-lucky, cartoonish, you know, crap Batman. Arkham Asylum is still a superhero game. So we've had too many crap superhero games lately.
Yeah, it's kind of sad when the automatic response to superhero games is that they're crap, because superhero games should be the coolest games in the world. And I can't really pinpoint what has gone wrong, but just in the last couple of months we got Infamous, which was a really good superhero game, and now Batman. And the short of it is that Batman Arkham Asylum is a superhero game done good.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it that actually saves Batman Arkham Asylum from just being another superhero game and you know,
that it is a
good
Batman game. It isn't a good, like, just action game with Batman put into it. It's everything cool about Batman put into a game, and it's, if I had to take a guess, it's done by people who really understands what's cool about Batman and who likes Batman and who has read and watched everything about Batman. It really is an intense Batman game.
So through looking at it from a Batman perspective, you know, because when you're playing now, I tend to think about, you know, Frank Miller.
Yes.
Batman, Alan Moore with King
Yes. And it is just from a graphical point of view, they've clearly been inspired by some of the darker drawings of Batman and some of the darker turns he has taken, also with Frank Miller, like you mentioned. And I mean, that's just the graphics of it. The style and I would say substance of the game is more light than what Frank Miller would do. It's more the story and everything is actually more of, I would say, the animated series.
Okay.
But the graphics and the stylings and everything is definitely Frank Miller inspired.
Yeah, speaking of the graphics, yeah, thank you. You went back from the detective mode.
Completely awesome detective mode, by the way.
Yeah, let's
detective mode is detective mode is.
You can talk about that for ages.
It is, but I should just mention it because it's a huge part of the game, and it is just a clever way to solve a lot of frustration, because it shows you where you're supposed to go. It lets you detect clues. It lets you even see enemies through walls, which means you can set up an attack and stuff like that. And
sounds a bit like cheating to me.
Well,
to be perfectly honest,
it's probably the closest Batman ever comes to a superpower, so I'm willing to accept it.
But yeah, the graphical design of the game is awesome, I must say. Even though there's a disturbing lack of colors. It's very grey and brown.
Arkham Asylum, and without spoiling anything, that is the first, I would say, the first couple of hours of the game, because later on you get outside and there's lots more colors, and
you're gonna get so much hate mail now.
Maybe, but
directed to him, not to me, please.
But there is a certain supervillain that gets included in the story, which I won't spoil here, that puts a lot of color to the world.
If you've been following the development of Batman Arkham Asylum, I think you already know what
maybe,
supervillain
but
it is.
You know, we always get critical views, so.
Yeah. How are the controls? You know, because looking at it, it looks a lot like, you know, like another superhero game which was released during the last couple of months, Watchmen, the NH9.
Well,
for an action.
Yeah, well, the controls are pretty well thought out. Don't mind me struggling with the PlayStation 3 controller here. I played it on the Xbox, but you know, it's simple button pushes, and the biggest part of the game, or one of the biggest parts of the game, of course, is the fighting system. And the fighting system is more about timing-based counters and attacks than it is button pushing and remembering long abstract combos. So what they've done is actually take inspiration from Fable 2, Lionhead's Fable 2, and right now I've pretty much beaten everyone, but
can you go to the challenge mode?
Yes,
just show the fighting a bit, because I sucked at the challenge mode.
You did?
Okay. Yes, this is the first time I actually got to play Batman Arkham Asylum, so I really.